Alright guys, so had a lot of people ask me how I do this, so I figured I'd videotape it this time, trying to get it to defrost. But what we got is a nice little rattlesnake, and had people ask me how I tan these, and today I'm just going to do a short little video on how to get the skin prepped and ready to tan. And what you see here is you see these heart-shaped patterns. This indicates a female. Usually the females will grow 2-3 times larger than the males. At least that's been the case that I've seen. Me and my niece actually went to our property, mine and the wife's property, and this one was in the road and kind of met its fate with my dually. But we got it out and try to save it. As far as, you know, the skins, I didn't want to leave it because I managed to just only hit the head. So I don't know how I managed that in a dually, but nonetheless, I'm gonna try to get this thing to thaw out just a little bit more. Probably just work it just a little bit. I basically took it and put it in a bowl and threw it in the freezer for the time being. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this head off first, and we're gonna be very careful with that. I've never had any bad experiences with that, but I just know that my granddad always told me to cut them and bury them somewhere off where, you know, a dog can't dig it up or what have you. But this is what kind of got me in this passion of doing this, was my granddad. Me and my granddad used to do these together. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this head off, and we'll just put it in that bowl I had it in, and we'll go from there. I had a couple different knives we're gonna use just for general purpose, but cut that head off right there, right behind it. Like I said, today's just going to be a short video on getting the skin off the actual body itself. But I like to use a pair of scissors for that. That way I can just take and run right down the belly of the snake itself. I will throw this a little bit in there. I've actually found this knife because my pa-in-law used to have one we gave to him as a gift. But this here is a case X blade knife. It's really good for skinning. You could probably skin 2 or 3 hogs before you have to put an edge back on it. But like I said, as far as this goes, I like taking and running a pair of scissors right down the belly. It's just easier to kind of keep a straight cut. You don't always get a good straight cut. Some people will go back later and trim around where they cut to kind of even it out. But like I said, this is going to be a short one. I'm going to tie this video into the main video of tanning this skin, and we'll go from there. Little known fact, I guess, or, you know, a general fact people probably don't know, is a rattlesnake usually lives between 10 and 20 years. But like I said, in my experience, the females have been much larger than the males. Whereas the males have a diamond shape on their back, the females have a heart. So, and another fact in my situation is I've really never seen very many males. I've seen more females than males. So we're gonna try to get this cut on open here. What else read on? You can find them all the way up as far as like West Virginia and over Mississippi, Louisiana area. This cut out of here. Alright. There that was. Warm down here in Florida. Had to go put me some mosquito spray on because they were tearing me up. And once you get it cut, you can pretty much walk this skin right off the meat. And I'm sure I'll get some backlash from some friends for not cooking this thing up. So I'll be waiting for those comments on here. But here is basically just peel and pull. And it's pretty much that easy until you get down to the rattles themselves. Once I get down to about where the anus is and the rattles, what I'm going to do today is basically just kind of, I'm going to roll it to that point. I'm going to cut it for the evening, put it all back in the bowl, and then I'll get rid of the head, obviously. Take my old timer butcher cut, got an old gut hook on it. It's just works for what I'm doing. May just play it safe and come up a little bit higher. Okay, get that backbone. Alright. See, I'll show you. See, it'll open up like that. There won't be much to it. Just a bunch of white meat. I'll save the rattles for now. Like I said, I'm going to have to dig this meat out to try to save those rattles. I'm actually going to get through with this one and give this one to my niece. I asked her if she wanted it, and surprisingly she said yes. So we're going to go from there. Like I said, we're going to do a pliable tan on this one. We're going to mix some liquids up. And like I said, I'll detail all that on the next portion of the video. And we're going to actually have to tack this out, stretch it out, clean it up real good. And like I said, de-meat this tail end. And then we'll tan it all the way out. Alright guys, stay tuned.